everyone, let's talk about lipsticks that have been discontinued. I have 5 lipsticks that have been haunting me, some for many years and some for only a couple, but these are lipsticks that at one point I really loved or lusted over in one case, and I just really wish I still had them or wish they were permanent. So the number 1 lipstick, is a ColourPop Ultra Satin lipstick, and it's called Tiny Chum. This was from the ColourPop Hello Kitty collection from a few years back. It is the perfect mauve lipstick. It is cool toned. It really looks cool on me. I love mauve colors. Like, I love that little bit of gray in a lipstick, especially when it's just that lovely combination of pink, purple, gray, and this was my absolute favorite lipstick to wear with anything purple, anything pink, especially pink and purple. I definitely loved doing a lot of eye looks that were like pink lids, purple outer corner with Tiny Chum as my lipstick. I just was so crazy about the way that lipstick looked, and it was my go-to easy lip color for those sort of eye things. It is the perfect lipstick, and I love the Ultra Satin lipstick formula from ColourPop. My favorite lipsticks that I've ever tried have been the ColourPop lipsticks, the Ultra Satins, the Ultra Mattes, the Lippy Sticks. They are my absolute favorite lipstick formulas, and this was just the perfect color. I would do anything. I would do anything at all to have this lipstick come back, because this is something that I would have to have in my collection all of the time, because it's just such a perfect shade for me, being a cool tone person. So for reference, I'm about an NW15, so like MAC coloring, so fair with cool undertones, so like a fair pink instead of yellow. So someone who's a little bit warmer that probably wouldn't like this. It's the same sort of thing with those sort of grayish lipsticks. It's a warmer version of those, but it still probably wouldn't be the most flattering on someone with warmer skin, but it doesn't matter. Like, wear what you want to wear, but this was just my absolute perfect thing. It's the thing that if I could bring back like any single makeup product in like the history of existence, it would be that, perhaps. And like, I still have visions of that little MAC Seahorse collection from like 2010 or something. I don't want to use it, I just want to own it. I just want to look at it because it's beautiful. Anyway, not the point. The second lipstick is Gothica from Kat Von D. So KVD Vegan Beauty is the new thing, but this is from years ago. This was a studded kiss lipstick. I loved Gothica as my fall lip color. So Gothica was a really beautiful sort of bronzy, coppery shade with some glitter in it. It definitely was a little bit gritty, but I liked it. I liked the way that it looked very metallic on the lips, and I liked the chunks of glitter. I would love this color to exist because it was so incredibly unique. I've never come across anything that's even remotely similar to Gothica, and it really did look sort of like a burnt, sort of rusty color on my lips with that beautiful, very autumnal glitter in there, that gold and copper shimmer, and it was just such a lovely shade. I don't wear red lipsticks because I don't find it to be the most flattering, but Gothica would be close enough to a red. I have another red on this list as well, or like red adjacent. Close enough to a red that it could seem red, but it's more of that orangey bronze kind of thing, and just so incredibly unique. I would love to see a brand come up with a color similar to this, or they have a lot of new finishes now. I've seen a lot of things that are sort of sparkly and almost like reflective and metallic that don't seem to have like the chunky glitter that, you know, feels kind of like sand on your lips. So I can't even think of what kind of brand would do this well, but that's the kind of color that I want and that I miss, because that was the go-to. The third lipstick I still have and do use. This is a MAC lipstick. This is Samantha Ravndahl's lipstick with MAC. So this is like the one that I can actually show you a swatch on me. But this is such a wonderful neutral pink color. It's like a little bit on like the glossy side. I find it very sheer. It is the perfect lipstick to pair with a dark dramatic eye. I love those soft pinks, those baby kind of pinks, any sort of like pale beige, couple notches down from a concealer lip with like a really dramatic eye. Like one of my favorite things when I can't really think of what to do with the makeup and I'm in a rut is just like a black smoky eye with maybe like a little bit of glitter and then like a really light glossy lip or light pale lip. And this, like it swatches actually a lot darker than it looks. I've worn this quite often and it really just is very, very light. And it's a perfect lipstick for fair skin. Like Samantha, praise. I hope she comes out with her own makeup line at some point, and I hope that this color is part of that line because she did such a great job coming up with this lipstick. I don't know how versatile it is as a lipstick shade for people of a darker skin tone, but for me, this is perfection. It is perfection on my lips, and it is the best thing to pair, like I said, with those darker eyes because it doesn't compete. It just really lets everything else do the talking, and that's why I love it so much. The fourth discontinued lipstick is a lipstick that hasn't existed in like 2 decades, but you know, I'm talking about it because I haven't forgot about it. This is a Maybelline lipstick. So back in the day, Maybelline had a line called HydraTime, and my absolute favorite lipstick was called Aloof. I remember this because I went through about 3 tubes at least of Aloof. This was the perfect like late 90s brown color. This was, I wish I could find an actual swatch of it. I've only been able to find the packaging and not the actual lipstick itself, but it was the perfect brown. I remember loving it as like a preteen basically, and I just wore it all the time. That was the lip color that I wore because it wasn't that noticeable compared to my lip color, as opposed to being something that would be like a really bold color. It was a very muted brown, but it was beautiful, and the formula was great. Like HydraTime, I remember being like almost like a lip balm. Like it had a little bit of hydration, so HydraTime makes sense. I remember just loving it, and that it didn't like make my lips look dry, and that it just was like a lip balm with like that color, and it was just my absolute favorite thing. And I haven't been able to find a lip color that is close to that. I think the closest thing has been among the Fireflies from MAC, but that was a little bit too sheer and too shiny to be that lipstick. But the color was probably the closest, but just not right. I don't think it's ever possible that I will find like that dream color, because I'm sure I've built it up in my head at this point, because this is a lipstick that I haven't used now since like 2003, but it's just something that I remember because I loved it so much. And with these sort of like 90s lip trends and everything, that it makes me remember, you know, what I actually used in like the late 90s, early 2000s. So just such a good lip product. And I feel like a lot of those like late 90s, early 2000s kind of drugstore lipsticks were really underrated. Like I feel like Maybelline and CoverGirl, they did like a really good job with their lipsticks back in the day, and maybe I need to go explore Maybelline. Maybe Maybelline has Aloof somewhere in their range that I'm missing. And the last lipstick is one that I've never tried, but one that I lusted over and almost bought on many occasions, and then went to go buy it and it was discontinued. This was Autumn Leaves by NARS. I wanted it purely for the name. It did remind me a little bit of Gothica, but more red than Gothica and not sparkly. There was a little like bit of like golden shimmer in the Autumn Leaves lipstick, which was a very sheer lipstick, but it was like a reddish orange with that little bit of gold in it. I think there was even like hints of like brown in it. Autumn Leaves was just the perfect lipstick name for it, because it really did remind me of Autumn Leaves. When you swatched it, you could see like the little bit of dimension in the lipstick. And I'm not, like I said, a red lipstick person, but I like orange lipstick and I like red lipsticks that have more orange tones in it. And when I swatched it, I really liked it. And I said, like, I was like, this is the kind of red I think I could see myself wearing more. I could see myself wearing something that had a little bit of orange in it. I could see myself wearing that little bit of shimmer because it had that little bit of gold. So I felt like it would work well with like gold eyeshadow, which was always like a thing for me. Gold eyeshadow, copper eyeshadow, and finding a lipstick that really matched that was a little bit difficult for me because I felt like really like blue-based reds and bright, vibrant reds would just compete with too much, and like my eye color is pretty blue, so I have a struggle when it comes to red lipstick. I feel like I can't really have a whole lot else going on my eyes or even on the rest of my face because it just ends up looking like too much. So Autumn Leaves is the one that got away, that sheer lipstick. You know, maybe someday they'll bring it back. Honestly, if they bring it back, I'd probably buy it. Same like with any of these lipsticks. If they brought them back, I would buy one. I know, no buy, I don't know her. If Tiny Chum comes back, you better believe I'm buying Tiny Chum because that is holy grail. Anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about this. I had this idea for a while about talking about some of these older lipsticks and things that I liked, and also to hear from other people if you've tried any of these lipsticks, or based on my very vague descriptions, if you have anything that sounds similar. I think the easiest one to dupe is the Samantha lipstick because it's really just a light lipstick. Like the color, I can't quite get, but the formula, so I can really I have a bunch of things that are like softer, lighter pinks, lighter beigey kind of things. But these other ones I feel like are a little bit more unique, special. So anyway, I'd love to hear from you, as I said, and if you have any lipsticks that have been discontinued that you love, that you've been thinking about, have you been thinking about a lipstick since 2003, or is it just me? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.